I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory on why Nas is the GOAT, why he is a prophet. You could just break down his name, Nasir, which is found inside the Quran. His father was a jazz musician that traveled the world doing music, playing instruments with a band. So his father was able to get all type of knowledge and literature from around the world that probably wasn't available to so-called Black Americans in the 70s at that time if you were not a college student. I don't really know if libraries had the Egyptian Book of the Dead or different things talking about Timbuktu or the Swahili people or things about Sudan or the Olmec civilization. I don't know if libraries back then publicly had those, because a lot of the times in the 50s and the 60s, so-called black people, or I like to say melanated people, were not even allowed inside those learning facilities. So, the people that were privy to get that knowledge, they were the leaders of the Black Panthers. I don't know if they had Bibles that describe Jesus as black, but during the 60s and 70s was a renaissance for so-called black people, African Americans, because we tapped back into our original self and we started naming ourselves African names. Even now to this day, a lot of the names that people say are ghetto are really gods and goddesses names, like Shanteria or Taekwon. Those are vibrational names that we unlock through our Akashic records. So you can only imagine during the 70s and 80s when Mr. Jones was in school, how his teachers reacted when they had to say his name, Nasir, especially the Anglo-Saxon Caucasian teachers. I guarantee you they said to themselves, okay, his parents have some type of knowledge, because it wasn't just the average Jack and Jill. Back in those days, a black person name would be Michael, which is African origin Hebrew, but it would be something like Bob or Billy Joe or Alexander, Eddie, those type of names. So when Nas was able to venture into hip hop as one of the greatest poets ever, just his name alone stood out. Nasty Nas, Nasir Jones. You could actually say that Nas is a manifestation of an ancient prophet that lived before that is now on earth. Because, like the scriptures say, the Most High really never takes someone on earth that's already a millionaire, already a billionaire, already royalty. They take someone from humble beginnings. Nas is from Queensbridge Projects, which is one of the largest housing complexes in the world. He came up during the crack era. Complete chaos and violence. His block beefing with the next block over, the 40th of Vernon, the 41st side where Mobb Deep at. So it's no way possible that no one can tell me that Nas is not a prophet. Peace and blessings. One.